Hello, welcome back. This is Let's Talk Astrology with Tammy. My name is Emilius, and today I'll be talking about the Pluto transit in Aquarius. Pluto turns direct on Monday, which is 13th of October, and I'll be talking about how the Pluto in direct motion in Aquarius will be affecting all rising signs. So, here's the thing. Previously, Pluto was retrograde in Aquarius on May 4th, 2025. On the 4th of May 2025, Pluto was retrograde. Pluto turns retrograde. And on the 13th of this month, which is on Monday, um, Pluto turns direct in Aquarius. So Pluto, which is the planet of change, transformations, mysteries, secrets, power, rebirth, destruction, passion, and so on, and then transiting the sign of Aquarius, which is focused on innovation, humanitarianism, revolution, visions, the collective, and so on. So we can see how uh, the Pluto, the planet Pluto, it's making its influence felt in the sign of Aquarius. So it's more or less like awaken the collective forces of the Aquarius. So that's exactly what the Pluto, Pluto in Aquarius is yesterday. So it's being in direct motions have to reshape us, reshape our being, create some sort of transformation, life changing kind of thing like that, life changing event in our lives. So maybe there are certain things we need to change, certain things that need to change. So Pluto is there to really create some kind of reshape that and help us, find ways where we can, make some changes in that. So that's exactly what Pluto is yesterday, the sign of Aquarius. So, and during the 5 month period of Pluto retrograde, people may experience some restrictions in taking control on matters related to the house, the planet Pluto, retrograded. So what I'm trying to say here is that during the 5 month period, the which is the month of from May we can to June, July, August, September, and October. So this is 5 months period where Pluto was retrograde. So during this 5 months period, people may sense of sort of restrictions, are not able to take control on the things, the matters related to the house. Pluto uh, was transiting or is transiting in their natural chart. So, but currently, right now that Pluto is currently direct in their natal chart, this can help to have a sense of control, take charge on the things related to the house, on matters related to the house. Pluto is transiting, so they may have experienced this kind of restrictions previously. They may experience this kind of restrictions, are not able to take actions because the retrograde is all about reflections. It's all about revisiting certain things related to the house, Pluto is transiting. So, and so being in retrograde motion can make us take a step back, be careful of the step we take, more or less like reflecting on our lives, how we can enforce a change in our lives and all those things like that. Be careful of the decisions we take. So, but Pluto, yeah, turning direct, we give us the proper way in taking action, taking control, authority over, such matters, also over the matters related to that house, to give us a sense of control, authority, action, intensity, passion, commitment, and all that, helping us to go all out there, to achieve what we want, to achieve our goals and all that. So that's exactly the thing about the Pluto transit emotions, that direct motion transit in Aquarius. So now that Pluto has turned direct, then people will experience and feel a sense of control, action, change, or transformation. So matters related to the house, Pluto transits in their natural chart. So that's exactly just based on what I said before. So people will experience a sense of, a sense of control, taking actions, energy, lots of ambitions. People will feel a lot of ambitions in, moving ahead this time around. So yeah, that's exactly the thing. So the planet Pluto stays in direct motion up to the month of May 2026. So currently, right now, Pluto, just on Monday, Pluto turns direct in Aquarius. On Monday, October 13th of October 2026, 2025, 13th of October 2025, Pluto was in direct motion in turns direct in Aquarius. So it will stay there up to the month of May 2026. Yeah, that's about 6 months. Yeah, 6 months time from now. So that's exactly so. Now let's go to the main topic, the main discussion of today. How is Pluto direct in motion? How is it going to affect all rising signs? How is it going to affect all rising signs? Pluto in direct motion, how is it going to affect them? So let's start with Aries, because the first sign of the zodiac signs is Aries. So we start up with Aries. How is Pluto direct motions in Aquarius is going to affect Aries rising people? Now, for Aries rising people, Pluto turns direct in their 11th house. Pluto will turn direct in their 11th house, and this will influence their French cycles, aspirations, social cycles, desires, and goals. So this is a time for them to take control of their dreams, goals, and aspirations. They will feel the push and power to enforce a change in putting their innovative ideas and achieve good material success. Now, the interesting thing about Pluto transit in the 11th house of Aries rising people is that it gives them the power of the collective. Yeah, the power of the collective. The power to, because Pluto is about power, it's about authority, wanting to take charge and all that. So Pluto is very intense. And I know being direct, currently right now being direct in the 11th house of Aries rising people, we give them the power, a sense of release, like they experience this release, like, okay, yeah, now I can feel it, I can sense this. The power to, influence the collective, like influence certain people in helping them achieve their desires, dreams, and goals and all that. And also because Pluto really likes to be independent, it's really likes to be independent, so those people may feel a sense of independent, like able to independently do things. Yeah, run things, do things, like achieve their dreams, goals, visions, and all that independently without much support. But at the same time, because it's in the 11th house, which is all about the collective, so groups, social cycles, and all that, friend cycles, and all that, this Pluto transit in the 11th house can help them also to, influence the collective, like influence the group of people in achieving goals, like, bringing one, two, three, four people together in achieving a particular task, group work, or something like that. So this is exactly the interesting thing about Pluto transit in the 11th house of Aries rising. So, which is a very good one. So they may have to let go of certain friends or social cycles that aren't beneficial to this, um, that aren't beneficial to them. I mean, to their growth, to their transformations, and all those things like that. Because this can be a time for them to let go. Because any social cycle, friend cycles, that isn't benefiting their growth, visions. Yeah, because the 11th house is about visions, the aspirations, anything that is not benefiting their visions and goals. This can be a time to let go, if it's if at all it's going to take them to achieve those things independently, then yeah, good for them. So yeah, here's the thing, it's more or less like trying to take a step back from certain friend cycles, social cycles that is not benefiting them, benefiting their growth, their material success, and all that. So this is more or less a time to take a step back and then reinvent themselves, take charge, take control, independence, and all that, to achieve the things they want to achieve, to achieve their visions and goals. So this is exactly what this period is more like. So this is a period for them to achieve good material success when when they feel the drive, the ambitions and all that, to go for it. So yeah, it's a good one for Aries rising people. So good luck to you. So for Taurus rising, going on to the next rising sign, which is Taurus risings. So for Taurus rising, Pluto turns direct in their 10th house. Very interesting. Taurus rising, maybe, I mean, for Taurus rising people who may have been looking up to their career life, like, okay, what is it my career life going to be like? Because all this while in which, all this like period of 5 months when Pluto has been retrograde, I mean, a lot, Taos rising people may have this, thing like, not able to take control of their career. They may experience this power struggle issues and all that, not able to put things in order related to their career. So Pluto Tony Direct will give them a sense of control, like, okay, yeah, I can now process things. Okay, this is our to go and all that. So let's see what Pluto has for Taos rising people. So Pluto turns direct in their 10th house. This will be very beneficial for their career change and success. Previously, they may experience some limitations in their career dreams and growth. Pluto turning direct in their 10th house, because Pluto currently right now is in direct motion in their 10th house. We give them the power and control to take charge of the situations going on in their career life. So here's the thing. The 10th house is all about career, professions, and all that, the things you do to survive. And Pluto turning direct right now, we have reshape their career life, transform their career life into something better. So this can be a time where they can just look back, look into their career and say, okay, I think I know what I can do. I need to do now. I think I know what I want, and I'm willing to go for it. So, and they'll also be willing to take up something independently, like independently, if there have been issues with them working with boss, because this Pluto intense can create issues with boss, with superiors and all that. It may be a power struggle thing. So Pluto in 10th house is too intense. Pluto transit in 10th house is very, very intense because the power it brings to the 10th house is enough for someone to succeed on their own. Yeah, that's the interesting thing about Pluto in 10th house. The power Pluto brings to the 10th house is enough for someone to succeed on their own. So these people may start looking into using their own resources, skills, and all that to achieve their own things, setting up their own company, organizations, and all that. So this is the thing. That is like become their own entrepreneur or something like that. So this is the thing about Pluto transit in 10th house currently right now. Because during the time of retrograde, they may be reflecting, introspecting, if the word is, if this word is allowed, introspection or something like that. So introspection about, what the way forward, career, these and all that, there may be a battle going on and all that, trying to fight, trying to, understand where they stand. But now that Pluto is direct, no need to be battling with themselves. They just need to, push that, push themselves and go all out there, to achieve their goals, achieve their dreams and all that. So that's exactly the thing for Taurus risings. So that's exactly the thing for Taurus risings. So, and yeah, they will feel more ambitious and independent and ready to embrace the positive transformations and turnaround of events that is about to take place in their life. Yeah, because that's why I said it's too much of energy. What Pluto is bringing to the 10th house of Taurus risings people is too much of energy. A lot of energy is coming, and this will make them feel very ambitious, very independent, willing to go all out there to achieve everything. Pluto is more or less like a do or die thing like that. So these people is like it's nothing. It's now or never. Yeah, it's like a now and never thing. So it makes them become very ambitious and independent and ready to take that transformations. Like, I'm willing to go for this, irrespective of whatever is going to happen and all that. And it can be a time where they may just feel like, okay, they need to, quit their current job or current career or something and try to take up something that make them become productive on their own. Like, do something independent, set up their own firm, something like that. So this is exactly the thing about Pluto, because one thing about Pluto is that Pluto is never afraid. Yeah, Pluto is never afraid of, taking any risks, doing anything, like never afraid. Always wanted to go all out there, taking the risks and all that. So I think these people, we feel that energy, that thing, to, take that risk, in achieving, achieving what they want to achieve at this time. Take up that career, the career they've been wanting to do and all that, or take up the start up their own firm and all that. So that's it for them. And they will feel the urge to start up something they can run independently and we do everything possible to see it through to success. So that's exactly the thing, just like I mentioned before. So these are the things Charles Rising's people should look out for. These are the things you people should look out for, because currently right now expect a lot of drive, ambitions, and everything like that. You know, always all about career going on. And one thing is this, one thing I forgot to mention is that always look out for the planets, the natal planets in your 10th house. And for Aries rising people, always look out for the natal planet in your 11th house. So because Pluto aspect or Pluto conjunct on the 11th house, maybe Pluto conjunct your natal planet in 11th house, or natal planet for Taurus risings, natal planet in 10th house. It's going to, change some certain things, like it will add more to this, to what Pluto will bring. Yeah, it will have more meanings, more interpretations to what Pluto will bring. Whatever interpretations I'm giving right now is just based on general interpretations, predictions, and all that. But natal planets, we tend to, explain more, like give more clarity on what you should expect. Yeah, maybe you have Sun in your 10th house for Taurus risings, or for Aries rising, you have Mercury in your 11th house. So it will explain more, because it will be like Pluto conjunct Mercury, natal Mercury in 11th house, or Sun conjunct Pluto conjunct Sun, Pluto conjunct natal Sun in 10th house for Taurus risings. I hope you understand what I mean. So if you're okay with this, if you if you understand that, so let's go to the next one, which is Gemini risings. So for Gemini risings, Pluto turns direct in their ninth house. Interesting. Ninth house of travels, educations, belief, philosophy, religion. Interesting. Culture. So Pluto turns direct in their ninth house. Some distant travels will bring a life-changing result for those people. Yeah, that's exactly the thing. So for Gemini risings, you should look up to travel, more travels at this time. Because what else? What else? Because if you ever want a kind of transformations, because understand Pluto transformations can be painful or can be positive. It depends. It depends. But at the same time, we can't escape it. There are certain transformations we cannot escape. We are just bound to face those transformations. So for Gemini risings, your transformations change, and all that, it goes into the ninth house. The ninth house explains where you can expect a big change coming in your life-changing result coming to your life. So, like I said, some distant travelers will bring a life-changing result for those people. They should embrace going for some trips or travels at this time. Yeah, because the experience they gain from those travels will make them evolve into a better individual. Exactly. So, there are some certain journeys, distant travels, people take sometimes, and these distant travels or foreign journeys, it helps to, help individuals to grow, certain individuals to grow. It gives them a different picture about life. It gives them a different picture about this world. So that's exactly the thing about, this Pluto transit in the ninth house of Gemini risings. So they need to embrace, going for travels and all that, explore trips and all that. This will help them. It will open their eyes, their understanding about life more. Yeah. So, and they may have to embrace taking up a new belief system. Yeah, a new belief system or philosophy at this time. Yeah. The thing is that because the ninth house is all about, the ninth house is about philosophy, beliefs, yeah, faith. Yeah. So these people, they may have to, because it's more like a transformation. So they need to scrap that old belief system, scrap that old philosophy, and then embrace something new, see life from a different perspective. Yeah. See life from a different perspective, Um, try to know more about different culture, different things around the world. Yeah, that's the reason why they need to explore travels, because to open their eyes to things, and their philosophy, their belief will change and all that. So that's exactly that. So holding on to certain old beliefs may restrict their growth and transformations. So holding on to certain old beliefs and all that may restrict their growth and transformations. Yes. So it's fun for them to open new ways, be open to learning something new. Because the night house also has to do with higher learnings. Yes, of course. So they should be open to learning something new, and all that, because the Pluto is all about transformation. So it will help them reshape their philosophy, their ideology about life. So understanding life from a new, innovative, and different ideology will be more impactful for them. So the better for them when they have a different insights, gain better understanding about life, and their ideology, everything change. Yeah, it's they'll be able to it's it creates a kind of big impact in their own life, not just their own life, but also into the lives of other people. So that's it for Gemini risings. So for Cancer risings, Pluto turns direct in their eighth house. Eighth house, interesting. So these people will find themselves becoming more inquisitive and seeking profound answers to matters surrounding their life. Yeah, interesting. Family, finances, relationship, career, and so on. Now, here's the thing about Cancer rising. Here's the thing about Pluto transit in your eighth house. Pluto is at home, yeah, because Pluto rules the eighth house. Pluto rules Scorpio, the sign of Scorpio. And Pluto in the eighth house, yeah, focus on how you can, it's focused on the whole thing, the larger picture, the whole picture, everything, like everything involved. So having Pluto in your eighth house helps you more like, taking control of the things, everything in your life, taking control from finances, career, relationship, everything, you know, everything in your life, taking control and also help you to manage stuff. Also, it will also give you good intuition, to help you, take control of situations and all that. And it will also put you in a more better position, to deal with the um deal with the unforeseen events. Yeah, unforeseen circumstances or unforeseen issues or coming your way. So because that's exactly the thing about Pluto. The eighth house is all about mystery, secret, and all that. So having Pluto having Pluto transiting your eighth house, it helps you to prepare you on this hazard, dangers, and unforeseen things that are coming into your life and all that. It will prepare you in dealing with this thing. So you people will feel very more unique. Yeah, very more unique, to deal with these issues, deal with certain matters, around your life. And also it's more of a time because the eighth house is about traumas and all those things. So it can be a time where you people need to let go of certain traumas. So as for you not to restrict your own growth. So as not to restrict your own growth, your spiritual growth, your personal life growth and all that. So it's important to you let go of certain old traumas, old wounds and all that and embrace something because the eighth house is about rebirth. The eighth house is about rebirth and regenerations and all the evolutions and evolving, something like that. So that's exactly what the eighth house is. So Pluto in your eighth house helps you to evolve into a better person, a better being, and and reshape you into a better being. So be open to, letting go of your past traumas and everything like that, so as for new things to take place in your life, for new thing, new existence, new hope, new dreams, and all that to take place into your life. So good luck to you, Cancer Risings. So um so to the next one is Leo risings. Yeah, Leo risings. So for Leo risings, Pluto turns direct in their seventh house. So Pluto turns direct in Leo seventh house. Interesting. Previously, because for Leo risings, things may have been tough for them based on relationship life previously. Because when Pluto was the retrograde, in the time between this 5 month time, Pluto was retrograde. I think a lot of Leo may have had it tough regarding relationship. Let's see what Pluto says. Previously, it may seem these people are lost control in handling issues or situations surrounding their relationship life. Those who are into business or partnership business related matters may sense something like a lack of control yeah, in causing a change or impact on such matters. So here is the thing. The thing is, Pluto gives us a sense of control, and sometimes some things are beyond our control and all that. But the thing, at the end of the day, Pluto helps reshape us, and in a position where we can be able to fight and get what we want, irrespective of how we go about it or how we achieve it. But Pluto represents that drive, that ambitions, that passion, that intensity in us. So, and for Leo risings, having Pluto, in direct motion in their seventh house, it's really helped them to take control on things related to their relationship life, because previously they may have had it tough and that difficult, challenging for them, in taking control of those things. They're taking control of matters related surrounding their relationship life. I mean, it may seem as if they are lost of touch, lost of control, and it's kind of like may drive them crazy, especially in a relationship or their relationship, or that drive them crazy, and it could be toxic. The whole thing could be toxic, traumatic for them. It could bring us a sort of traumatic experience and all that things like that. So at this time, now that Pluto is in direct motion in their seventh house, it helps them take control, brings them some sanity, some good sanity, helps them take control in managing the situations well. Yeah, take charge, take the courage, give them the courage in managing the situations well. And also, if there are any old traumas, you know, because the 5 months, the last 5 months could have been very, very tough for those people. The last 5 months could have been very tough for those people. So if there are any old traumas or wounds, they've suffered or experienced in their relationship, this can be a time to experience a sense of release, heal, go for some kind of therapy, move on from there and move on from it, and then, live the good life, embrace something different, move on and all that, move on from it. So this is exactly the thing. This is exactly the interpretation for Pluto transit in seventh house, for Leo risings. And also, okay, in addition, okay, so Pluto now turning direct in your seventh house gives you the needed power, exactly the word, the needed power and control to deal with these situations. To deal with this situation. So you will experience an innovative way and approach to turn situations around about matters surrounding their relationship, like be it partnership, business matters, because the seventh house is not only just all about relationship. The seventh house also covers partnership, business, things like that. So Pluto in their seventh house is going to give them this innovative way, innovative approach in dealing with these matters, in dealing with all the matters related to the relationship and all that. So it's to help them, it's to give them the power and control, to confront situations happening in their relationship life. So deal with it and confront those situations. So these people may have to let go of some old relationship wounds or traumas and embrace the life-changing transformation that is about to come their way. Exactly. So I already mentioned that before. So it's upon they, let go and then be let go of old wounds, traumas, be free. It's more or less like a rebirth, a chance to, try again and, let go of certain old traumas that maybe holding them down. So, so that's exactly the thing for Leo risings. So that's it for Leo risings, people. So we go on to the next one, which is Virgo risings. So for Virgo risings, Pluto turns direct in their sixth house. So good luck to you all. Good luck to Leo risings. Good luck to Cancer risings, Gemini risings. Good luck to you all. Yeah. So for Virgo risings, Pluto turns direct in their sixth house. Pluto turns direct in the sixth house. So this will prove beneficial for them on matters related to their working life and health. So that's exactly the thing there. This transit will prove beneficial for Virgo risers, especially on work-related matters. Yeah, especially on work-related matters. Uh, the thing is this, because those people, they will feel more ambitious, because the sixth house is about competitions. Yeah, the sixth house is about rivalry, The sixth house is about day-to-day life and all that. So, and what Pluto is going to bring into these people's life is that it will make them feel very ambitious. Ambitious, like the energy will be there, the action, they feel very active. They're very active in everyday life. And there's this independent, like they feel very independent. So these people will feel very more ambitious and independent at this time in managing their earth and working life um, in an intense manner. So previously, there might have been some stumbling blocks or challenges restricting their growth in working life. Yeah, because in the past 5 months, um, things may be a bit maybe a little bit of a challenge or struggle for Vega risings related to their working life. But right now that Pluto turns direct, so Vega risings may experience a sense of relief, feel more ambitious, feel more competitive, ready to go, ready to try anything, ready to, give it their all. This time around, they feel ready to give it their all because Pluto's now direct. So they feel the need, the excitement, the intensity to go all out there and achieve, achieve things they want to achieve. So, and Pluto will then create a change in dynamic. Now that Pluto is direct, Pluto will create a change in dynamic and push them to become more productive through exploring certain innovative ideas and putting it to work. So, exploring certain innovative ideas, putting it to works and all that, because Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius, and Aquarius is all about innovations and all that. So these people will feel that they feel the urge, to try something, the working life, put in a lot of effort, a lot of commitment into the working life, try something, engage in more activities and plan for future. And whatever activities they are going to involve themselves into currently right now will be something that we prepare them for the future. So there will be more like putting themselves into certain activities that will prepare them for the future. Because remember, the Aquarius sign is all about visions, future, anything related to the future. That's the Aquarius sign. So that's exactly the thing that's exactly what to expect for Vega risings. Vega risings expect that, a lot of push, especially related to your working life, routine, day-to-day life. So you'll be putting in a lot of commitment into things, you'll be, that allow you, enable you to prepare for the future. So that's it. So for that, so health-wise, you people will feel very active and putting intense commitment into day-to-day activities. However, you people may overlook your health and fail to pay attention to it. Yeah, so that's exactly, and that can result in a sudden breakdown, you know. Yeah. So it's important that Virgo risings, they give importance to their health, their well-being. Because the thing is that Pluto coming into the sixth house will make them feel a lot of intensity because their day-to-day life, they feel a lot of intensity to act, to do things, to do different activities and all that. So as a result of this, because of their ambitious nature and intensity, they may not give much attention to their health and well-being, and that can make them break down. So it's important to go for a checkup or check on their health and give importance to their well-being. Yeah, it's very important. So yeah, and also it's important to let go of certain bad habits and take up a new healthy and fitness ideas at this time. Yeah. Um, if the maybe some kind of bad habits, maybe some bad habit that could be especially related to health, bad habit that not good for your health and all those things like that. Something you felt like it's not really good. This can be a time for you to, you know, reshape the things, like make a change. Yeah, influence a change and all those things like that, because Plus is all about making that change and all that. So this can be a time to influence that change. Go for some fitness things like that. Try some kind of fitness stuff, or different fitness stuff that can be helpful for your health, well-being. That can be, that can be helpful help your well-being, help you stay fit, give you a good early living, and so on. So yeah, that's it for Virgo risings. And moving on to the next one. Good luck to you. Good luck to you, Virgo risings. I'm moving on to the next one, which is Libra risings. So for Libra risings, Pluto turns direct in their fifth house. Pluto turns direct in their fifth house. So this is a time for those people to transform their creative ideas into something impactful. Yeah, remember the fifth house is all about hobbies, inner child, talent, fun, pleasures, entertainment, artistic things, artistic pursuits, all of that. That's exactly the fifth house. Yeah, a whole lot. The fifth house is fun, all about fun and all that. So let's go on. Let's continue. So they will feel the urge. Yeah, these people will feel the urge and intensity to transform their inner child resources into something productive and resourceful. Yeah. So that's exactly. So they will feel the urge and intensity to transform their inner child resources into something productive and resourceful. So that's exactly the thing about those people. So a lot of times it just happens that we have certain talents, we have certain creative ideas within us, but we unable to really manifest those things into use and all that. And I feel like for liberal risings, they may have had this challenge, these issues of processing their creative ideas, their inner child resources, into use. They may have it very challenging and all that. So Pluto transits, direct motions in their fifth house, it helps them take control of it. It helps them take control of it, like take control, like, okay, this time I'm willing to, use my potentials, like use my ideas, my creative ideas, my hobby, my talents, my skills, you know, yeah, I'm ready to put it to use my inner child resources, yeah, whatever inborn skills, inborn talents you have within yourself, you can consider it as your inner child resources. So your inner child resources, this can be a time for you to put it to use. So this can be a time for you to put it to use. So they will feel the urge and necessity to transform their inner child resources into something productive and resourceful. So this is also a good time um, to instill some control over matters related to their love life and offsprings. So offsprings, what I mean by offsprings is children, kids, yeah, child, exactly. So this is a good time to instill some control over their love life and offsprings. Also, if certain things is not going well, if there are certain things not going well in their love life, their romantic life, this can be a time for them to instill a sense of control. Try to manage things. Try to have a sense of control on how in managing matters related to their love life, matters in their offsprings, exactly. So that's exactly the thing. So this means if there are any old wounds or traumas surrounding their love life and kids, yeah, because there may be some the past 5 months when Pluto was retrograde in the fifth house of Libra risings, it could have been challenging for them on matters related to their love lives and kids, offsprings, and all that. So now that Pluto is direct in their fifth house, it will give them a sense of able to reshape things, like bring a change to things, like instill control, create some kind of control on matters related to that. Bring some control, authority, take full charge on matters related to that. Maybe out of touch, out of control in handling these matters. But right now that Pluto is stunned direct, they will feel this urge, this intensity to instill control on these matters. So it's important for them to let go of certain traumas that may, that can affect them in, not be able to create, to bring control, to create some kind of control on those things like that. So this can be a time to take some innovative, independent action and instill control, dominance in changing the dynamics of the situations into something positive. So whichever way it is, I feel like Pluto transits in the fifth house of Libra risings is more or less like want them to, take charge on situations happening in their love life. irrespective of how they kind of, irrespective of whatever is happening in the love life, it's more or less want them to, try to maintain that control, try to maintain that authority on it, and you know, be willing to, move on from certain things. Yeah, certain things, uh, that's going to hold them back. Yeah, there's always a reason to love again. There's always a reason to love again. So they shouldn't allow maybe past, wounds or traumas, in holding them down and making them feel all hope is lost. So it's more of a time for them to, try to be more innovative, try to, you know, open up their mind, in discovering more better ways to heal. Yeah, find ways to heal and, balance things. So that's exactly the thing. So moving on to the next one, good luck to you, Libra risings. So moving on to the next one for Scorpio risings. So for Scorpio risings, Pluto Sun's direct in their fourth house. So Pluto turns direct in their fourth house. So previously, these people may have had it tough in maintaining emotional stability. We understand all the forces has to do with emotions, comfort. Yeah, a lot of comfort, emotions, and emotional security, and all those things like that. Yeah, Pluto comes to the fourth house, and uh, currently, right now, being direct, it's helped them to have a sense of control, in handling anything related to emotional matters, anything that involve any matters that involve them, you know, that involve emotional things. Pluto currently we help them maintain some balance and control in it. Because the thing is that for Scorpio risings, previously, when let's say when Pluto was retrograding their fourth house, I feel like they may have had it tough, based on emotions. Their emotions can be all over the place. Yeah, they may sense that the emotion is all over the place here and there, and they may feel stuck up in, in dealing with some kind of emotional traumas. Yeah, emotional wounds or traumas, and that could really affect their mental health or something like that. So, um, yeah, so currently like that Pluto is has turned direct in their fourth house. This can really help them take control, have a sense of control in early matters, especially matters involving emotions and all that, because the emotions can be very intense. They can be very intense based on emotions, how they handle matters emotion, because Pluto is all about the intensity. And being a fourth house can make them become very emotionally intense, like intense emotionally, and being direct right now, we help them take control. If they lost the power before, right now, Pluto will give them the power to take control, how to manage their emotions, control their emotions, and all that. So that's exactly the thing for Pluto transit in fourth house for Scorpio rises. So this time, they will experience a sense of transformation in the way they handle matters emotionally. Like they will experience a sense of transformation in the way they handle matters related to emotions, matters that involve emotions. They will experience a sense of control, like sense of transformations, in handling such matters. And they will have grown past emotional wounds or traumas at this time. Yeah, they will agree, because that's exactly the thing about Pluto want them to, let go of any emotional traumas they've experienced before. So Pluto want them to let go, wants to help them to let go and take control. And so because Pluto is currently direct now, and it will help them, stay in control and help them outgrown past emotional wounds or traumas. Yeah, that may restrict their growth. That may restrict their growth, restrict them from, moving forward and all that. So that's so to give them this emotional stability and sense of control. So that's exactly that for, yeah, for Scorpio risings. And okay, okay. To add to that, they will also embrace the need to change their environment at this time. They also embrace the need to change their environment at this time. And if they feel their home or environment bring them uh, old memories or wounds or traumas affecting their mental health, then they may consider changing. Like the thing about Pluto transit photos for Scorpio risings is that if they feel anything, something like maybe their home, the place, the environment they are living, is giving them bad memories of things they want to avoid, they try avoiding. This can be a time to move. This can be a time for them to move, a change of environment or something. They can look forward to that. Um, yeah, and if they're really planning for something growth, like some sort of growth or something that help them advance. So I think they should be looking forward into changing environments and something like that for their own growth, for their own transformations and all that. Because sometimes it's important that we know. It's important sometimes that we understand the environment we are living in. If this environment is supportive of our growth, we should know. If it's not supportive of our growth, we should know. So irrespective of whatever it is, Pluto here is trying to, you know, hush them, push them, to see all that, and if there's need for them to move, and if through that moving they are going to experience some transformations, life, their life is going to change and all that. So it's up to them to know. So, but anyway, whichever ways, Pluto want them to move because in moving, they'll be able to experience the transformations or the kind of transformations they're hoping for. So that's exactly the thing. This kind of transformations they're hoping for, the kind of change they're hoping for. So they're able to experience all that. So and and also so while seeking for a better and life-changing comfort, yeah, like it says that if they feel their home or environment bring them old memories, wounds or traumas affecting their mental health, then they may consider changing their environment while seeking for a better and life-changing comfort. Yeah, so I think they may also seek for a life-changing comfort because Pluto sometimes, it's all about power, domineering, and all the dominance and all of that. So I felt like these people may look out for a better comfort. They may be on the lookout for a better comfort, a better living, and all that. So yeah, so a change, a kind of transformation or change is coming on matters related to that. So that's it for Scorpio risings. Good luck to you, Scorpio risings. So going on to the next one, which is Sagittarius risings. So for Sagittarius risings, Pluto turns direct in their third house. So Pluto turns direct in the third house for Sagittarius of the third house of Sagittarius risings. This will influence the way these people communicate and express themselves. Remember, the we need to know that the third house is all about communication, self-expressions. When we talk about writings, putting things to written. When we talk about the media, yeah, it involves the media too. When it talks about willpower, yeah, it's also involved willpower. Transportation is ruled by the third house. So having Pluto transit the third house of Sagittarius risings, it is going to influence the way they communicate, the way they express themselves. Because the thing is that they will sense this power, authority, in the way they express themselves, and they should be careful of what they wish for. They should be careful of what they say because there's power in words. So, because they told us this with words, communications, and all that. So they should be careful of what they say. Yeah, especially now that Pluto is in direct motion and all that. So it's important they careful or they be careful. They are careful what they wish for, what they say, and also, so they will exert good control and dominance in the way they communicate and express themselves. They will feel a strong force. Yeah, the way that I already talked that before. So they'll feel the push to express themselves better. With you know with with courage, with confidence, more, and all that. So they will feel a strong force, strength, and power to put their innovative ideas into actions. The tortoise also has to do with ideas, putting ideas because it has to do with informations too. The tortoise, has to do with information. So these people may be more like deep into informations, and those informations will be something useful for them to achieve their goals, achieve their undertakings, and all that. Like they will be more investing much of their time into informations, communicating, and all that. so that it will help them in getting their results, achieving their own results. So that's exactly and for that, and they will feel strong. Okay, they will feel a strong force, strength, and power to put their innovative ideas into action. Yeah, I already say that. If previously, they may felt some restraint in their willpower. Yeah, previously they may felt some restraint. Maybe in the past 5 months when Pluto was retrograde, they may feel some kind of restraint in their willpower. Like they may not be able to go all out there to do what they want to do. Their communications may be restricted to some extent. The way they express themselves may be restricted to some extent. But right now that Pluto has turned direct in their third house, so they'll feel a push, power and all that to something intensity, some sort of intensity within them to, to do their thing. They'll feel a push to do their thing. Their willpower will be high and all that, in achieving what they want to do. And also, they'll feel the strength. Yeah, Pluto will give them the strength. Yeah, and make them ambitious, to do things independently. Yeah, to do things independently. They will feel the urge to do things independently, and yeah, to do things with them independently, with passion, commitment, without any restrictions, without any restrictions. So the thing will be there for Sagittarius rising. They will feel that intense passion, you know, intense passion and all that to do whatever they want to do independently without any restrictions. So that's it for Sagittarius rising. So moving on to the next one. Good luck to you, Sagittarius rising. So good luck to So moving on to the next one, which is Capricorn risings. So for Capricorn risings, Pluto will turn direct in their second house. Pluto returns direct in their second house. So for Pluto to turn direct in their second house, this is beneficial. This will be beneficial. Helping them to take control and manage their resources. The second house has to do with resources, assets, finances. Money in the bank, things like that, family life, a whole lot of stuff like that, security, be it um, be it assets, be it money, you know, and all the assets, land properties, and all these things like that. So that's exactly what the possessions, yeah, the word possessions, what you acquire through your own effort, what you acquire through your own effort is related to the second house. So Pluto in direct motion in second house for Capricorn risings is going to help them take control and manage their resources, assets, finances, and all the basic security. So the thing is that we push for financial independence and explore creative ways, to achieve a powerful financial position. So that's exactly the thing. So Capricorn risings, we kind of like aspire to achieve a powerful financial position for themselves. If they have been experiencing some sort of restraint previously in trying to put their ideas into material use, into making money, if putting their ideas into making money, into making achieving material success and all that, and it has not been working. So this time, now that Pluto is in direct motion, it will give them the urge and free them, give them this freedom. Yeah, they experience this freedom to act on it, go for it and achieve the material success they want for themselves, and all that. And remember that Pluto is all about attachment sometimes. It can make them become so attached towards their own material things, like towards material possessions and all that. But the thing is that sometimes it's important to know where to, sometimes it's important to know where to let go. Yeah, because in any house, Pluto is transiting. It's important to know when to let go, when the whole thing is not getting, when you're not getting the result you want. Sometimes it's important to know when to let go and try something different. So for Pluto in Aquarius, direct motion in Aquarius for Capricorn rising, so it's to make them more attached to their possessions. I mean, towards their resources and all that, and also it's to make them kind of like want you to take control of their resources. So wanting to take control of their resources. So they will push for financial independence, like I said before. They push for financial independence because that will be very, very important to them. Yeah, financial independence will be very, very important to them. They will give so much commitment into that. Yeah, and explore creative ways like wanting to make more money and all that. This will be very much of a big, big deal for them. Yeah, so they will also become very innovative on how they manage their resources and plan for the future too. So I think what will be the main focus for Capricorn risings? What should be the main focus for Capricorn risings is that they'll be more like investing more time in making money for future purposes. Making money for future purposes, for future things like that, for future expectations. They'll be more focused in making money for future purposes and all that. So that's exactly the thing. Like setting, making plans or setting that material stuff, like ahead of time, like planning ahead, and all that. So achieving a good financial position ahead of time. So that's exactly the thing for Capricorn rising. So good luck to you, Capricorn rising. So moving on to the next one, which is for Aquarius risings. So for Aquarius risings, Pluto will turn direct in their first house. Pluto will turn direct in their first house. This will help to reshape their personality, identity, and their approach to life. Yeah, because Pluto now is sitting on the ascendant, transiting the ascendant right now. Yeah, for Aquarius rising. So on the ascendant. So it's going to, their identity, their personality is going to reshape that, form them into something new, like a rebirth kind of thing like that, you understand? So the rebirth, living their whole life and embracing any life, any living in a more innovative way and all that. So this will help to reshape their personality, identity, and their approach to life. They will exert great influence and control on how they handle the present and future events going on in their life. So yeah, they'll be more focused because the Aquarius sign is all about visions and future related things, revolution and all that things like that. So Pluto transits in first house of for Aquarius risings to make them, become more into that, investing a lot of their time into preparing themselves for the future, reshaping themselves for the future. They'll be very, very conscious of their own self, of their identity, of their personality, like they'll be conscious of their own image and wanting to do something, that make them preparing ahead of time, like preparing ahead of like wanting to become something great tomorrow, wanting to become something different, something powerful, someone powerful tomorrow. It's just like when you're very ambitious, you're full of passion and everything, and you're pushing your way, you're making plans, in becoming someone great tomorrow. Yeah, making plans in becoming someone great tomorrow. So that's exactly the thing about Pluto transit and first starts for Aquarius, right? So they'll be like making plans on all that, becoming on how to become great and on how to stand out tomorrow. So they'll be the present, they'll be more concerned about their present situation, they'll be more concerned about it, and also making plans on how to enforce a change in their life in becoming someone, different, someone great, powerful, you know, tomorrow and all that in the future. So these are the things, Pluto is going to give them that kind of mentality and all that, make them um give them that passion, like make them become so passionate in pushing towards that. So yeah, okay they will exert great influence and control on how they handle the present and future event going on in their life. Okay, they will be full of ambition, passion, energy, and independently stand out. Yeah, that's the independently stand out. That would be the drive. That would be the intensity. That would be the passion for Aquarius risings. Like wanting to stand out, wanting to be different, wanting to, be wild and all that. Powerful, all that authority, things like that. So they will be full of ambition, passion, and energy, and due to the and independently stand out. Okay, as an individual, due to their intense passion, due to their intense passion and ambitions in achieving their personal goals and visions, they may take some calculated risks. They may take some calculated risks and should be careful. They should be careful of the risks they take while achieving their goals. So they should be careful of the kind of risks they take while achieving their goals. It's normal to to plan ahead of time, dreams, to chase after certain dreams and visions and aspirations. It's normal to plan ahead of time, but they should be careful of how they go about it. So, taking some calculator rigs and all that, but they should be careful on how they go about it. That is exactly what matters. So, yeah, so that's it for Aquarius Risings. For Pisces Risings, good luck to you, Aquarius Rising. Aquarius Risings, good luck to you. So to the last rising sign of the day. To the last rising signs of the day. For Pisces Risings. So for Pisces Risings, Pluto will turn direct in their 12th house. Pluto will turn direct in their 12th house. So the 12th house, the 12th house has to do with, isolation, spirituality, and all that, yeah, or trance, uh, you know, a lot of things like that. So that's exactly, so the 12th house has a lot to do with, salvation, like dreams, mm-hmm, bad pleasures, and all that. So what is Pluto transit in 12th house or Pisces rising? What is it all about? So let's look into it. So Pluto will turn direct in the 12th house of Pisces risings. So this will help to awake the spiritual life of those people. So their spiritual life will be awakened, like a rebirth, kind of thing like that. They need to be careful of what they imagine because, yeah, the 12th house is all about fantasy, imaginations, and all that. So they need to be careful of their imaginations because of Pluto there. Remember Pluto. So they need to be careful what they imagine. They will be blessed uh, with powerful intuition and ability to manifest in their imagination into reality. So that's exactly the thing about Pluto transit in the 12th house of Pisces rising. So their imaginations, most of the times they will see when they dream, when they sleep, dream, what they dream about to manifest into reality. Or their imaginations, the thing they imaginate could manifest into reality. So because there are a lot of, because Pluto is more about a planet with force. Pluto has a lot of force in itself, like a force in itself in making things happen. So for Pisces rising, it's important that whatever they think, whatever maybe their imaginations and all that, it's important to be careful of what they imagine because there are high chances of those things, their imaginations, coming into reality. So that's it for the transit, Pluto transit in Aquarius, direct, turning direct in Aquarius. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this transit because it's a life-changing transit. I love to look into outer planets. When outer planets are retrogrades or in direct motions, I really love to look into them because they bring some kind of life-changing result. Like the result is very, very intense and life-changing. So hopefully another time I'll be talking a lot more about other outer planets, when they turn retrograde or when they're in direct motions and all that. So, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. And another time I'll bring you some more interesting videos in um so I appreciate you all for watching up to this moment and all that. So I'll be doing more predictive astrology. Yeah, soon. Also, like more like this is another predictive side of astrology. So I'll be bringing you more and all that. So, and let me know what you like me to talk about. Let me know what you want me to talk about based on predictive astrology, like what's coming up, and you want me to share my thoughts on it. Let me know. So, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you all. My name is Emilius. Yeah. And yes, it's another time. I'll bring you more interesting videos. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.